We're finally going to know the truth. This is a 5 to 7 year plan for death and disability. Immediately, months later, 1 to 2 years, and 5 to 7 years. So we're in for a long ride because, as I've warned you, the formula in these shots changes all the time. We are in for a tsunami of regret, an imminent era of shock and awe. This is the Dr. Jane Ruby Show, and you're about to enter Truth in Medicine. Welcome to the Dr. Jane Ruby Show on this Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is a very special show because we're getting some new information, some new truth on how this mass genocide operation is unfolding in the world. Tonight, I have the pleasure of meeting up with Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, who's one of the foremost authorities in this COVID scam and who never pulls any punches. She's never given me a moment of doubt about her intentions and about her veracity, and her narrative has always been consistent and helpful towards saving humanity. What she is about to lay out in tonight's show is that there are actually now 4 phases known for people who have taken the shots. The caveat is exactly what I've been saying for 2 years now, that there are many different things in the shots at any given time, and even within the same lot number. Formulas are changing all the time because they can under an emergency use authorization, which they are getting away with continuing in spite of the absence of any evidence of any kind of health emergency. The primary poisons can be different on any given day, but nevertheless, these shots are filled with different types of poisons, either in the adjuvants or the lipid nanoparticle constructions, or in the genetic code. Some of them are mRNA codes, others are partial codes that no one knows what they are coded for. Dr. Tenpenny will break down across these 4 phases, which she has categorized as immediate death, several months later due to spike proteins that have had the time to grow and concentrate, 1 to 2 years out with cardiac deaths now peaking, and the 4th phase she will describe, which is 5 to 7 years out with multiple manifestations of autoimmune diseases, antibody-dependent enhancement. It's obvious if you go looking at the Pfizer and Moderna and other numerous pharmaceutical company pipelines on their own websites that their pipes are bursting with mRNA technology. So many hundreds of drugs are going to be pushed at you. Do you think that's because it's been so safe and successful? Because this technology is safe? No, of course not. People, animals, everything dies with it. Or do you think it's because they're being incentivized to join in on cleaning up and wrapping up this mass genocide operation? Dr. Tenpenny will go on record to predict what she calls a tsunami of regret. God help us all. Before we meet up with Dr. T, I want to share some important information with you tonight regarding your retirement savings, because if you've got more than $50,000 saved that you can't afford to lose, I don't know anybody who can afford to lose it, especially in this environment where the Biden administration month after month is sending billions of dollars to the Ukraine, which is shooting up our national debt. It's out of control. And at the same time, doing nothing to stop the inflation in our own country. If you want to protect yourself from this combination of crippling inflation and growing debt, please consider talking to the people at Goldco. Call them at 855-791-2619 and let them send you a free IRS loophole kit so that you can learn more about how to protect your savings. And you know what? you could also get $10,000 in free silver just for doing it. Don't wait. Call Goldco today and learn more. Call them at 855-791-2619. When I return and we get into this discussion with Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, we'll hear not just all this bad news, the worst is yet to come, which is the title of tonight's show, but she really lays it out in context. And she brings a lot of information that she's been steadily watching over the months. And she hasn't been out doing a lot of public speaking because, as she told me, she's getting invited less and less. That's very telling. Dr. Jane is getting invited less and less. That's very telling. But the same usual suspects, and you can figure them out on your own because they're all out there, are getting called back time after time after time. With the exception of somebody like Dr. Teresa Long, who I would take out of my calculation completely because I do believe in her and I do trust her. There were many of those that I'm otherwise referring to, at Ron Johnson's recent hearing. How is that? How are those lists put together? How was Governor DeSantis's list for his integrity committee put together? What goes into that? Who makes those recommendations? On what basis are the recommendations made? And on what basis are the decisions made? So likewise, Senator Johnson's dog and pony show. On what basis do they make decisions as to who's going to be in that panel? Over and over again, I might add. Hey, Senator Johnson, how about bringing in some different blood? How about bringing in some of the folks from overseas? How about bringing in Dr. Sukrit Bhakti? How about bringing in Dr. Arne Burkhart with a real forensic pathologist who doesn't try to, sort of dampen down the narrative, okay? And change the narrative to confuse the public? How about a real forensic pathologist like Dr. Arne Burkhart in Germany, who will tell you over and over again the truth about what his findings have revealed about these shots and what they do to the body and what the dead are trying to tell us? How about those people? How about Dr. Sherry Tenpenny? How about Dr. Larry Palevsky, who's a New York City pediatrician who from the beginning has said, this is not a vaccine. This is not a vaccine. This is poison. This is a toxic bioweapon. And no one should get it. How about Dr. Jane Ruby, who testified before countless courts, rabbinical courts, to protect the children in Brooklyn and in Israel that are the innocent victims? How about Dr. Jane Ruby, who broke the story of the white fibrous clots that we still don't have 100% information about what they're made of? No, you keep bringing in the same people that are trying to change the narrative around the white fibrous clots. They're trying to confuse the public. Oh, they're rare and they're well-known blood. No, they're not blood. No, you can't make a speculation if you haven't done the actual analysis. How about getting Mike Adams in there, who's actually done the mass spectroscopy on the Hirschman clot? How about that? Right? That might be a good thing. Dr. Zelenko's dead. Otherwise, he would have been a good person to bring in. And you never brought him in. You didn't bring him in January when he was alive. How about that? But you all keep bringing in the same people. Same people with the same mission. We're never going to get through this. We're never going to get past it. And we're never going to survive it if we keep bringing in the same people, the same chorus. When I return, we're going to get the truth bombs of Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss this discussion. Well, the show is brought to you by Danette May and Mindful Health, LLC, featuring Danette May's top superfood product from her Earth Echo food line, Cocoa Bliss. Nothing feels better than being able to enjoy rich, smooth, creamy chocolate and knowing you're doing something good for your body. They start with 100% organic cocoa beans that are naturally kissed by the sun, maintaining its miraculous health benefits. Then they blend it with turmeric, MCT oil, coconut, Himalayan sea salt, cinnamon, and black pepper for the perfect blend to make you feel the best you have ever felt. Fall in love with a truly decadent, healthy, guilt-free chocolate, removing your cravings, facilitating weight loss, boosting your energy, and reducing inflammation with one simple drink. It's friendly to paleo, gluten-free, keto, vegan, and vegetarian diets. They're offering up to 15% off when you use the promo code RUBY. Go to earthechofoods.com and use the discount code RUBY for your 15% off.